Today I will be talking about 5 different organisms that inhabit the intertidal regions of Southern California. These 5 creatures include the giant bladder kelp, the blue-legged hermit crab, the colonial anemone, the California sea hare, and the 2-spotted octopus. I will describe the different structures they have, how they use these structures to help them survive in their environment, and their role in the intertidal ecosystem. Macrocystis pyrifera, also known as the giant bladder kelp, are a part of the Heteroconta phylum and Phaeophyceae class. They can be found off the coast, from Central California to the Baja Peninsula. Although they are often called a plant, kelp are a type of eukaryotic algae. The kelp start off their life as a microscopic spore, which then becomes a male or female gametophyte. These either produce sperm or eggs. After fertilization, they can quickly grow by splitting their blades and lengthening their stipe to become 60-meter-long sporophytes within 12 to 14 months. Growing together, they form dense kelp forests. They grow in length from their central stalk, called the stipe. The gas bladder is located beneath the blade of the kelp. These bladders help the kelp float in water and reach the sunlight, as their stipe is not strong enough to hold the whole algae upright. The kelp's root system is called the holdfast. These help the kelp anchor themselves onto the rocky bottom of the intertidal region. The giant bladder kelp is the primary producer of the intertidal ecosystem, meaning that they obtain energy from sunlight. Thus, this brown algae provides an energy source for many other organisms living in the region that consume it as part of their diet. Some of its predators include sea urchins, the northern kelp crab, and the sand beach isopods. The Pagurus semiolus, or the blue-legged hermit crab, are a part of the Arthropoda phylum and Malacostraca class. They can be found in the intertidal regions of the southern and central Californian coasts. The blue-legged hermit crab can be found in black turban shells and have a pair of unbanded red antennae. The antennae help the hermit crab gain sensory information about its surroundings. Hermit crabs are decapods with 4 pairs of walking legs and 1 pair of claws. The third and second pairs of legs are mainly used for walking, while the other 2 are used for balance and stability to hold the hermit crab in its shell. The claws differ in size. The larger one is used for defense and ripping apart its food. The smaller one is used to eat with. The tip of their walking legs have bright blue rings around them. Hairs called setae cover the legs and carapace, or shells, of these hermit crabs. Their bodies and claws have either a brown or green color that matches the color of the rocks in the intertidal region. The blue-legged hermit crab are nocturnal creatures that feed off of algae, especially kelp. Therefore, they are important to keep the algae population in check. They are also a food source for powell-perch, sheephead, and spotted kelpfish. Anthopleura elegantissima, or the colonial anemone, are in the Cnidaria phylum and Anthozoa class. They can be found all the way along the rocky west coast of North America, from Alaska to Baja California, in dense populations or singularly. These anemones have tube-like bodies with a crown of multiple tentacles. Their bodies can be as wide as 8 centimeters in diameter and be as tall as 6 centimeters in height. The crown consists of 5 rings of tentacles surrounding the mouth. They also have a basal petal disc that helps them attach to rocks. They are usually sessile, but if the conditions become undesirable, the anemone can move to a different location using its foot. The colonial anemone's pinkish tentacles contain cnidocytes, which are stinging cells. These cells contain a coil poisonous organelle called nematocysts. When triggered, the coiled nematocysts will discharge and hopefully come in contact with the threat to sting it. This is the colonial anemone's form of attack to paralyze and capture prey. It is also a defense mechanism that helps protect them from predators. Because the colonial anemone are sessile creatures, they wait for their prey to come to them. The tides carry tiny crustaceans that brush upon their tentacles. And as mentioned earlier, the anemones use their tentacles to paralyze and capture their prey. These colonial anemones have a symbiotic relationship with zooxanthellae and zoochlorellae, which gives them the greenish color they have. The anemone provides the protists with shelter, while the protists transfer carbon and other nutrients through photosynthesis to the anemone. The predators are the sea star, nudibranch, and wentlehrap snail. The Aplysia californica, or California sea hare, is classified under the Mollusca phylum and Gastropoda class. They live off the coast of Humboldt Bay to the Baja Peninsula and under rocks for shelter. These large mollusks can grow to an average of 20 centimeters long and 1 kilogram heavy. They have a fleshy body and can either have a reddish-brown or greenish-brown color. Unlike slugs that live on land and use lungs to breathe, sea slugs like the California sea hare use gills to exchange oxygen from the water. The sea hare's gills are located under its body cavity, which are drawn but not labeled in the video. Their name comes from the two tentacles situated on top of their eyes that resemble rabbit ears. In addition to these two tentacles, they also have another pair located on top of their mouth. The tentacles help the sea hare smell and feel its surroundings. Because this gastropod lacks an external shell, it has many different mechanisms that help it adapt to its environment and ward off threats. The sea hare has the ability to perform crypsis. This ability allows it to change the color of its appearance and blend in with the environment around it. The sea hare are also nocturnal creatures, meaning they are the most active at night. Because they are the most active at night, they are able to avoid being attacked by predators most active during the day. To escape external threats, the sea hare can also squirt an irritating and distasteful dark purple ink. The ink comes from the purple gland located in their mantle cavity. The pigments in this ink come from the red algae they eat. They are the primary consumers of the intertidal ecosystem because of their herbivorous diet of red algae. Due to this, they help control the population of red algae. They are also the prey of two different organisms, the green sea anemone and the ophistobranch slug. Octopus bimaculoids, also known as the two-spotted octopus, are part of the Mollusca phylum and Cephalopoda class. These octopus can be found off the coast of California, from Santa Barbara to the Baja Peninsula in soft, muddy environments and often under rocks near shore. The two-spotted octopus are a relatively small species of octopus, weighing only about 800 grams. Their name is derived from the spots that resemble eyes located under their real eyes. These spots are called ocelli and are iridescent blue color centered around a ring of black. These help the octopus create the illusion that it is a different animal, allowing it to catch prey or avoid threats. Most of the two-spotted octopus are gray with yellow splotches. However, the colors can vary because they can also perform crypsis, allowing them to change the color of their appearance to camouflage themselves to their environment. Like other octopus, they have 8 tentacles, each lined with suckers for moving and grabbing. At the center, they have their mouth, composed of the beak and radula that leads to its esophagus. The two-spotted octopus are important predators in the tide pools. Their diet consists of shelled gastropods and other mollusks, such as clams, mussels, small crabs, and snails. Because most of their food have hard exterior shells, the octopus have adapted a certain way of eating. They consume the shelled prey by mounting on top of the shell, with the help of the suckers on their tentacles. They then drill a hole in the shell using the beak and radula in their mouth and secrete a transparent mucus into the shell. They then proceed to rip out the body of the snail or mollusk using their suckers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something new about the different creatures that inhabit the intertidal region.